Okay, so I am here with Roz Pulio, an iconic resident of Nahant and a very well-loved one. She recently retired from being a 40-plus year crossing guard at the Johnson School and a 20-year dispatcher for the Nahant Police Station. So, Roz, were you born in Nahant?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was, my father was, and my grandfather came over from England in the 1800s as a landscaper, not as a landscaper, as a caretaker for the big estates up by 40 Steps.
Okay.
Roosevelt's and all those people.
Did he live in one of the caretaker cottages, or did he have his own house?
No, he lived in and it was a caretaker's house at 370 Nahant Road, which used to be, for people that know Nahant, the Gove's old house.
Okay.
And when my father and mother got married, the people that my grandfather was taking care of their estate, gave them the house at 360 Nahant Road.
So they actually got
as a wedding present.
Wow. So they owned their own house.
So they owned their own house.
And that's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up.
Okay. And from there, when you got married, you moved here.
This house was built by my husband's family as a summer cottage.
Okay.
So when we got married, because the house was never being used in the winter, we had an agreement that they could come and live with us for the summer, and we would take care of the house the rest of the year and live here. So eventually we ended up buying it out from the family.
Good deal.
So
on the
we're right here on the ocean.
Okay.
My father was a lobster fisherman all his life.
Okay, in Nahant?
In Nahant.
Wow. Okay.
One of the old timers.
Uh-huh.
So being on the water was exactly where I wanted to be.
And you're still here?
And I'm still here.
Okay, so you've been here over 50 years?
Yes.
Okay. So having lived here all your life, having been born here literally, what's your favorite spot in town?
My favorite spot in town? The Wharf.
Okay. Okay. Why?
Well, I kind of grew up on the Wharf. Everybody gathered down the Wharf. Like I say, my father was a lobster fisherman. Learned how to swim down there, got thrown in the water, and you had to. I basically grew up on the back of a boat and loved every minute of it. And the Wharf was the place where everybody hung out.
So you learned to swim jumping off the wharf?
Certainly did.
All right. All right. That's pretty fun. From when you lived in Nahant, when you grew up as a little girl, it must have changed a lot from now to then.
It certainly did. At the time that I was growing up, there was probably 800 full-time residents in the town. And as kids, we hated it. We hated it in the sense that no matter where we went, my mother would get a call. Oh, Roz just went by the house here. This one, that, the other one.
So you couldn't get away with it.
At the time, we had the operators. We had telephone operators that knew everybody. So, she'd get a call. My Aunt Adelaide would call up, "Hey, Mary, would you call Shirley and tell Shirley that Roz just went by the house?" And this was the way it was. I mean, everybody knew everybody.
And you couldn't get away with it.
You couldn't get away with the thing, but we always managed to. But I mean, the neighbors would call, your aunt would call, your uncle would call, this one would call. Everybody knew where every kid in town was. Because we would go out, summertime we'd be out of the house by 8 o'clock in the morning. And some of us, when the whistle at the top of the police station went off at noontime, back home for lunch. And when you ran out again, as soon as that was over, 5 o'clock, the whistle blew again, you had better be home.
So it was a more freer time than it is today.
Oh, much.
Halloween must have been going all over the island.
Oh, yeah.
Where today,
I get two people that have come, I may get 3 or 4 kids coming by here now.
Right. And I even remember when Jessie was a little girl that it was still more open.
Oh, yeah.
And on that note, thank you very much.
And thank you, Roberta.
All right.
It's been fun talking to you, and I'm glad you're one of my neighbors.